Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Jarna Hector. Coming up, the Education Minister reveals data supporting increased human resource development. The Prime Minister reveals a new support package for banana farmers, and the network of regional centers for energy efficiency is under development. Stay with us for details of these stories and others after this.
The Ministry of Health's monthly mass aerobics is on. Dress in your exercising gear and join the Ministry of Health and Fitness Plus on Friday, March 28 from 5 p.m. on the Bayfront for 1 hour of exercising and dancercising in the fight against chronic non-communicable diseases. Reduce obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes and cancer. Yes, make it a date and participate in the Ministry of Health mass aerobics session Friday, March 28 from 5 p.m. on the Roseau Bayfront. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
Thank you for staying with us. Dominica's Finance Minister, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has revealed government support for the agriculture sector with a new support package created for banana farmers. The Labour Party government has continued to illustrate the importance of agriculture with numerous incentives and support programs designed to result in profit and sustainability. At the last sitting of the House of Assembly last Wednesday, the nation's leader rose to highlight several of those initiatives.
It is this Labour Party government, Madam Speaker, that paid off $34 million in farmers' debt. $34 million, Madam Speaker, during our austerity program, paid off $34 million of monies owed by farmers to the Dominica Banana Marketing Corporation. $44 million. We have subsidized the price of fertilizer by as much as 60%. We have given free fertilizer to farmers, free planting material, subsidized planting material, Madam Speaker, 0% interest loan, 50-50 loan arrangement at the Aid Bank, 50% grant and 50% loan. So if a farmer borrowed $50,000, Madam Speaker, $25,000 would be a grant from the government. $25,000. And you're saying that we are not doing nothing for the farmers?
Honorable Skerrit acknowledged that in addition to well-known challenges facing the sector, the black sigatoka fungus affecting banana and plantain crops has proven to be one of the more costly ones for both government and farmers.
The chemicals you have to use is expensive. It is very expensive. It is very expensive. And that is why we have been asking and soliciting the cooperation of the farmers. Because to fight black sigatoka, you need the absolute cooperation of the farmers, Madam Speaker. Because there are still farmers in Dominica who do not want us to come on their farms to treat and to deal with the black sigatoka. They don't want us to come on their farms. And with the fertilizer that we receive from Morocco, the government has indicated the bulk of that will go to farmers who have been affected by black sigatoka.
In light of the damage wreaked on banana and plantain crops, government has designed a support package specifically for those affected farmers. The Finance Minister explained further.
In the next week or two, the government will announce a special package for farmers who have been affected by black sigatoka, and those who will be interested in diversifying, planting new crops while we continue to treat the black sigatoka issue in Dominica. We will be making a serious package available to the farmers.
Parliamentary Representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelva Daru, is pleased with the work he has been able to achieve in developing community tourism in Meru. One of the prime features of this community is the Meru Beach. Honorable Daru recently expressed his satisfaction with the work done by residents to keep the beach clean. The parliamentary representative also specifically commended the work of the Meru Enhancement Committee.
The community of Meru, as we know, is one of the leaders in community tourism. And today in the community of Meru, we have the cruise passengers would make their presence felt here on the Miro Beach. This has become the livelihood of a lot of people in the community of Miro, and we've seen a number of small businesses being established here in the community because of the whole tourism product. I must commend the Miro Enhancement Committee as well as a number of the other key stakeholders for really placing a lot of emphasis towards the development of community tourism here in this community.
He says a lot more work needs to be done. Honorable Daru is pleased with the various improvements that have been made so far to improve this tourism product.
We spent in excess of over $45,000 to have the Miro Village Road improved, and this is a commitment I made to the villagers as a Member of Parliament. We've also seen the erection of several street lights, and that is to ensure that during the night time when persons come and use the beach, there is more lights available.
Honorable Daru says these improvements exhibit government's continued support to the tourism sector and its willingness to make funds available for further development. Another area the parliamentary representative hopes to soon tackle is tourism through sporting activities. Honorable Daru has big plans for the Miro playing field.
Some of the things that we're looking at to moving forward is the development of the Miro playing field. This, I believe, will also add not just to the community of Miro, but to the whole tourism product as well, in that when the tourists come to the community, they can have the opportunity to go on the playing field, to use a hard court for tennis and that sort of thing, which will also benefit and provide some level of employment for the villagers here in this community.
This and other improvement projects, he says, will take tourism to another level in the Miro community.
We will all agree that the tone and pace of our country's economic development rests squarely on the development of our human resource capacity. Consequently, Madam Speaker, at the dawn of the new millennium, the Dominica Labour Party proposed to the Dominican public a range of policy, regulatory, institutional, and investments efforts that would over time result in a framework of modern, diversified, and resilient economic structures to respond to the new reality of a highly competitive global trading environment. Such an open, diverse, and dynamic economy and society called for the value of equal opportunity to be integrated into all our institutions.
With that as an opening statement to the House of Assembly last Wednesday, the nation's education minister delivered an in-depth analysis of Dominica's system of human resource development. That analysis revealed that between 2001 and 2011, a 972% increase has been recorded in the number of persons obtaining associate degrees. Honorable Seja attributes that national achievement to the faith which the Dominican people have in the vision of the Labour Party government.
The rise in attainment of associate degrees speaks clearly to the unmet demand for tertiary education that had existed prior to the Dominica Labour Party coming to office. This dramatic increase is the clear and unmistakable result of the establishment of the Dominica State College in 2002. As such, this remarkable statistic speaks eloquently to the close connection between the Dominican public and the former Minister for Education, under whose watch this institution was nurtured into existence. And I speak here, Madam Speaker, of Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. It speaks to his foresight and that of the late Prime Ministers Roosevelt Douglas and Pierre Charles, who during our most economically challenging years persisted in the right vision for tertiary education, education in general, and our young nation.
That vision, Honorable Seja explained, has led to comprehensive and creative efforts and policies, the highlights of which he went on to list.
Universal access to secondary education, school transfer grants, uniform grants, as well as the continuous investment in the improvement in the quality and distribution of physical plants of Dominica's educational facilities and the quality of the personnel and the teachers who serve within these structures. Overall, and through a variety of official efforts, Dominica, over the past decade, has become an increasingly supportive environment in which pupils and students have found a nurturing atmosphere in which to develop their God-given talents for their own betterment and that of their families, communities, and the nation.
All of those initiatives, along with numerous others, have contributed to the reformation of the human resource pool from as early as secondary school.
This is shown in the significant increase in educational achievement among the population. At all levels, Madam Speaker, Dominican citizens are persisting longer in one level of schooling or the other, and attaining higher and higher levels of education. Whereas in 2001, national statistics show the persons attaining GCE, General Certificate of Examination, or CXC, Caribbean Examinations Council certificates, numbered 4,958. In 2011, the total number is 6,370. That is a 28.5% improvement. It is a significant improvement, Madam Speaker. It vindicates the tremendous efforts of government and other stakeholders in increasing access to secondary education.
In addition to those developments, Honorable Seja also reported that the number of persons earning bachelor's degrees has increased by 130% from 2001. Those accomplishments have led the Honorable Minister to affirm that, quote, Dominica is truly a learning society. In more news, the Discover Dominica authorities taking an active approach to promoting Dominica's tourism product when it launched a Dominica Film Challenge last Sunday at the Anchorage Hotel. A worldwide search resulted in 6 chosen teams of adventurous artists to participate in this inaugural expedition. With an aim to increase the number of stayover visitors to 90,000 by the end of 2015, the Film Challenge kickoff will feature talented filmmakers and storytellers who will explore Dominica's hidden treasures. These individuals were invited to spend 1 week on the island on a creative expedition and share their experiences via social media. The participating teams were chosen from over 1,100 applicants around the world. Executive producer of the Dominica Film Challenge, Michael Crabble, expressed hope that the talented individuals will market Dominica and be as positively impacted by its beauty as he was.
You are hand-selected to be able to share this story. Dominica is a place that transformed me on my first visit, but even before then, it was this mysterious place that I had heard about from a friend of mine who was actually director of photography on parts of the Caribbean. He said, this is a place that I loved. I want to go back there and film time and time again because it was so perfect. You know, him and his wife stayed down here a couple extra months when they were down here, and it was maybe a year later I would actually join an agency who was helping market Dominica in North America. So it was fortuitous that I would be able to work on this, this business and bring all of you guys together. So arriving as strangers, I hope that this week you will be wonderful contestants against each other, challenge each other, push each other, but then also help and encourage each other to create wonderful stories for Dominica. And in the end, when the competition is done and your submissions are set, I hope that you all become ambassadors for the island and start to spread the story the way that I've tried to do and the way that others that have come here before, and help bring this island to the rest of the world.
He communicated that the combined following of the contestants is well over 3 million people. CEO and Director of Tourism Colin Piper voiced that this innovative activity will aid in increasing the interest in Dominica as a desired tourist destination. This, he said, would not be possible without kind contributions from various partners.
To our partners, I want to thank you for collaborating. We have asked you to partner, participate, and promote. And through this initiative, you have not only met our requests willingly, you have taken it to another level by the ease of facilitation and the warmth of hospitality you have offered.
The challenge officially commenced on March 22nd and will continue until March 30th, with the final project submissions being posted online for a public vote in mid-June. According to Piper, the teams are expected to be amazed at the rich cultural heritage, friendly people, and picturesque natural beauty Dominica has to offer. Follow the participants and all the excitement online via Twitter at Dominica Story or hashtag Dominica Challenge. In other news, last Friday, Atkinson officially commissioned 8 individuals to lead the affairs of that community. Incoming Chairman Anton Laville, along with 7 councillors, took the oath to faithfully serve the community for the next 3 years. Laville served as the past chairman of the council. In his remarks to those present, he listed the many achievements of the council over the past 3 years. He attributed the success of these achievements to the help of central government and the government of Dominica.
First of all, I stood here 3 years back and I made a few requests to the government, and I'm happy enough to say that the Prime Minister, he kept his word. And one of the main projects that we undertook was the construction of the Pont-au-Puy Road, and it was actually a very difficult project. And the persons of the community of Atkinson and Trizzel will have known that this road has been in a really bad shape for quite a long time. And ever since I was a young boy, from the 80s out here, the politicians come and go and they would promise that road, and we never got it. Okay, and we stood up as a council and we had a choice to choose that road and some other project, but we chose it. And today I'm happy to say that the ambulance can go up that hill and it can bring people down.
Among the several projects which were completed and are still ongoing, he highlighted a drainage project in the Trizzel area, the construction of the beach road, community cleanup and beautification, and the revival of the tradition of Sewinal in Atkinson. The incoming chairman pledged his continued efforts in the new term and is already committed to a few new projects for his community. The construction of a multi-purpose bus shelter is of top priority. The council is hoping that this project will serve as a platform for community meetings and will also provide washroom facilities for residents. Another priority for Laville is agriculture. The council was instrumental in the formation of an agriculture committee to encourage young persons in the community to engage in the trade.
And our objective is to actually write projects to these agencies so that we could actually encourage farmers to grow their crops and eventually improve their livelihood in Atkinson.
Another interesting new project will involve the use of high school students to pass on their computer skills to the other individuals of the community. The returning chairman encouraged all to play their part for the success of the new council and ultimately the progress of Atkinson and Trizzel. One way by which villagers can be supportive, he says, is by honoring their house rates commitments. Parliamentary Representative for the Kalinago constituency, Honorable Ashton Grano, commended the work of the past council and expressed his confidence in the chairman to lead the council well. Honorable Grano recommended continued consultation between the council and the community to ensure success.
I'm calling on the people of Atkinson and Twizzle to give your full support to this council. I have every reason to believe that Mr. Laville is committed to the task. If not, he would not have offered his services. Also, the residents have a role to play. Your role is to ensure that you provide support to the council. your recommendations, your suggestions, all these are important. Sometimes, if we do not hear from you, if the council doesn't hear from you, then it is left on its own to generate ideas and so on. So it is your responsibility to come up to the council and provide this kind of support, not only physically, but also with regard to recommendations for the development of your community.
GIS will bring you more from the 16th inaugural meeting of the Atkinson Village Council in Wednesday's newscast. Efforts by the current administration to improve the island's human resource continue this week with training of over 30 nationals in the field of sound engineering. GIS brings you an in-depth report.
Sound engineering concerns the creative and practical aspects of sounds, including speech and music, as well as the development of new audio technologies and advancing scientific understanding of audible sound. This is what over 30 musicians and sound engineers will be focused on this week as the Ministry of Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs hosts the first ever sound engineering workshop in Dominica.
There's a lot of sound engineering taking place, a lot of hands-on experience, and that there just needs to be a little bit of crafting and grounding of the information. So that is pretty much the approach that we're taking. We've identified certain areas that we want to focus on with the goal of hopefully having future training in the field.
Supporting partners in this initiative are the Dominica Coalition of Service Industries, the Association of Music Professionals, and the Department of Continuing Education of the Dominica State College.
We believe that human resource development is the greatest investment that a country can ever make. It is the greatest investment that a village can ever make. It is the greatest investment that a person can ever make.
The workshop was born out of the realization that the lack of trained personnel in the field of sound engineering was the leading factor impeding commercial success in the industry.
It is well recognized that proficient sound engineering is fundamental to world-class performance.
President of the Association of Music Professionals, McCarthy Marie, hastens to note that Dominica continues to produce good music.
Since the 1970s, basically in the Eastern Caribbean, Dominica has been the most progressive in terms of innovation and so on.
He believes, however, that there is a need for musicians and audio engineers to equip themselves with the necessary tools to be competitive on the global market.
For us to be competitive, we need to have better grounding in the science and art of sound engineering.
The one-week program is, however, not about judging the expertise of the island's musicians and sound engineers. Director of Continuing Education at the Dominica State College, Merrill Matthew, says it will improve the competencies of the participants.
Competencies as defined by the CARICOM strategy is knowledge, skills and attitudes. And that is what we're hoping you will live here with.
It is these competencies which will propel Dominica's audio engineers to take advantage of a number of agreements signed between the government of Dominica and various international organizations aimed at facilitating trade of products and services, including music.
These trade agreements will allow you to be able to export your services to these other countries. However, there are standards that need to be met in order to be able to get into these markets.
But what does all this mean for the over 30 musicians and engineers who are participating in the one-week program?
I'm not a sound engineer, but it will give me a better understanding of what I require of a sound engineer, what I can ask him, what he can provide me.
This 1 week that I'm doing here is very, very important. Not only to me, but to the rest of the music community in Dominica.
Formal education is very important because there's a lot that you have to learn, there's a lot that you don't know, so everything we're doing here is very, very important to take our music in Dominica to a much higher level.
The one-week sound engineering workshop supports efforts by the Roosevelt Skerritt administration to improve the island's human resource. The successful participants of the one-week training program will be awarded a certificate of competence by the Dominica State College.
This certificate will also qualify them for more advanced certification under the CARICOM Vocational Qualification CVQ framework of assessment.
For National Focus, I am Mervyn Matthew reporting.
And that's the English segment of National Focus. McPherson St. Luce brings us the Creole highlights next.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole, non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt a annoncé si pour gouvernement pour secteur agricole pays là et puis habitants. Gouvernement Labour Party a toujours continué de démontrer l'importance du secteur là et puis divers programmes qui mènent profit et puis aussi bien soutenable. Et ces initiatives là, c'est pour aider habitants et puis engouer et puis aussi contrôler maladie Black Sigatoka. Premier ministre a dit en effort ça là, gouvernement a mis un package ensemble pour ça. Plusieurs d'autres secteurs ministre agriculture a aussi tapé support, sinon Premier ministre Skerritt. En la nouvelle, ministre de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, qui a fait parole avancement, opportunité, achievement, éducation pour Dominicain en bas gouvernement Labour Party. Honorable Saint-Jean fait parole cela pendant qu'il était adressé au Parlement mercredi semaine passée. Record national qui a montré que 28% avancement en monde qui a obtenu GCE et puis CXC en l'année 2001 pour l'année 2011. Honorable Saint-Jean fait parole qui bon record cela qui a montré bien clair ça y a toujours à te parler compte. Ministre Saint-Jean parle contre scholarship, school transfer grant, uniforme, ensemble et puis faciliter l'éducation. Il dit en 10 l'année qui passe, Dominique ni on met environ les venus pour l'éducation. En la nouvelle, département quarantine, ministre de l'Agriculture a déjà mis plan et puis mis en place pour contrôler fruit fly, bagaille qui a affecté fruits à pays là. Selon le chef du département Ryan Ansem, habitants qui affectés supposés suivre WEG Yokatape.
Nous, en ministre de l'Agriculture, nous avons mis un programme en place pour nous garder comment nous pouvons manager ces maladies. Nous avons parlé contre Black Sigatoka, Citrus Greening, Citrus Tristeza, Giant African Snail, et Fruit Fly. Fruit Fly là même c'est en Tibet, qui a affecté tout fruit nous. Nous avons parlé contre Mago, Guiave, Carambola, c'est fruit ça là. Moun jaka vini dans office nous, yo ka fait complaint contre ces fruit fly là qui a affecté tout fruit yo. Nous jamais mis un programme en place, nous ni ça ka créer un trapping programme, là nous ka mettre trap pour ces fruit fly là, il ka mener yo dans trap là, nous ni on chemical, yo vini en trap là, il ka tuer ces fruit fly là. So ça nous dit le monde pour venir parler avec nous, nous ni trap nous ça bayo. Trap là même c'est gratis, nous pas qu'à une pièce l'argent pour trap ça là. Ça nous le fait. Moun qui ni pied mango, pied guiave avec yo, c'est oui en production ça là, nous le travailler avec yo pour nous garder comment nous can manager fruit fly population yo. So encore si yo ni plantation bitin Guyave, Mago, Carambola, ces bitins ça là. Pour venir parler avec nous qui bayo comment yo ça manager fruit fly dans plantation yo.
Et puis finalement Discover Dominic Authority qui travaille avancé produit Dominic pendant yo lancé Dominic Film Challenge. Yo te mis application de war où là yo choisi 6 organisations qui participer. Film Challenge, catégorie Moon Video et puis Moon Compte, ça a créé storytellers qui explorent pays et puis parler contre lui en général. Si moun sa là t'es invité pour passer une semaine en Dominique ou là yo passer expérience à yo pour média ça yo ka créé contre pays là. Chef Dominic Film Challenge Michael Crabel fait parole espoir qui ces participants là qui marketé pays en bonne destination. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, a tip on how water helps detoxify the body.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
When our bodies are bombarded with unfamiliar toxins, are producing too many toxins or are not eliminating toxins effectively, the toxins build up and can cause health problems. That means it's time for a detox program, supporting the body's natural elimination process and preventing the day-to-day buildup of toxicity. Water flushes these toxins and other waste from the body and transports nutrients to areas where they are needed. Clearly, the body needs more than the usual few glasses daily to meet those needs. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and your comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Desk, thank you for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.